Hi, good evening. Welcome to TWR Facebook Live. I hope that this time internet connection works fine. And just tell me you're hearing me okay, you're seeing me okay. Sound is okay. Okay, wonderful. So I'm happy to be here this evening, and so we will start our the Facebook Live with a little bit a moment of silence. So I want everybody just remain for a moment of silence. Just for a moment, be aware that we are all connected to each other. So bring your sense of awareness to this moment. So be aware of this moment. Be aware of your surrounding. Be aware of each other. And be aware of the cyber sangha, the connection. So this very moment, all around the world, people are participating to this Facebook Live. And we are all connected to each other. And these connections are lightens up when we are aware of it. So bring a sense of awareness that we are all connected this moment. Feel this sense of connection, connectedness. And be aware that you are fully conscious, fully aware of this connection, connectedness, that you feel deep inside you, that you feel in your body, that you feel in your breath, that you don't feel isolated, lonely, disconnected. You're connected to everybody. So may this connection give you a strength, clarity, awareness, solution, support. Thank you. So the title for today's webcast is The Power of Awareness. The Power of Awareness. So this is I think it's a very some important topic, and something that every spiritual tradition talk about: awareness, mindfulness, being consciousness. But I wanted to be a little bit more precise, more specific about what I mean in context when I say awareness, and particularly in relation to the Dzogchen teaching, the teaching of great perfection, because this is a part of personal reflection on the pit instruction of Dzogchen. When I use word awareness or self-awareness, I'm referring to Rigpa or Rangrik. Rigpa means the pristine awareness, and Rangrik means the self-awareness. So that is the most important part, the practice, the knowledge, the teaching in the Dzogchen traditions, the awareness. And sometimes there is whole philosophical distinctions or between different tenet system doctrines based on this. What is the awareness? So because of the different understanding or different statement of what awareness means, sometimes whole doctrines are like different doctrines. So, but very often it's kind of very philosophical, very intellectual, very kind of complicated way of understanding and describing. So I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So for us tonight here. So awareness also some sense of it means also light. When I talk about a light, luminosity, I am referring to awareness. So I wanted to give one example tonight here. Is a long time ago during one of my retreats in the Serenity Ridge, and I was teaching on fivefold teaching of Dawa Gyaltsen, and I was talking on the emptiness is clear light. This line called emptiness is clear light, Tongpa Wesal. And that night I had a dream. In dream, a female, feels like a teacher or goddess sense, appeared, and she told me that, oh, you have been talking about the emptiness is clear light, and let me explain you. She said, let me explain you, show you something. And what she showed me is she made a piece of. There was a piece of paper, like. I just brought it prepared. Like there was a piece of paper like this. So there is no a sense of any hole or any space in between. It's just a white piece of paper. And then she cut it right in the center, like she made it like this one. And then she showed a torch. She had a torch in her hand, and she showed the torch through this hole. And then what happened is I saw the light, much more presence of light through this space, not through this paper, but through this space. So light was much more present through this space. And she said, this is what is called the emptiness. I say emptiness is clear light. So tonight I thought maybe I will show an example of that. So if there is a light, and if there is a paper, so this is like a space, but somehow not fully open. But then you open up. Then what happened is you see a light. When you see the light, and this light somehow also kind of helps you to self-recognize. it makes you help to see yourself through this space. So, a very simple question is, what is the awareness? Awareness is like this light. This symbolizes, this candle symbolizes the awareness. And this is also referred as a light. And the space there, space is symbolizing the emptiness. Surrounding, as you can see, there's differences between having space or not space, because when there is no space, you don't see the light. When there is a space, you see the light. So this is example. And also, this is another example of it. So I just made it. I was not very good about, I spent this afternoon trying to go to one of the stationery shops and trying to get and to make it the right circle, but not successful. So I have to get a knife in the kitchen and then try to make the circle, and nothing went right. So but at least I think it's clear enough to show something here. So here, like inside there, is the Tapirita, a naked luminous being. So which is a naked luminous being is representing the pure Buddha. Naked luminous also representing our own pure essence. That basically means if you're not like a Buddhist or not know about Buddha or don't want to know about Buddha, then you can think about this is a pure self, who truly you are, a naked, luminous being, unbounded, open to everything, every possibility. Potentiality is limitless, boundless. That's who you are. So that symbol, that the image representing you. So, but you, in order to you recognize yourself, you have to this space, like the white is space, the green is the air, the red is the fire, the yellow is the earth. So these are like a 5 element. And this is, in this case, this is like a 5 pages, 5 papers. But in principle, they are like a 5 lights, like a rainbow circles. So, but rainbow circle as an image, but deep inside what it means is basically means that it is like through different layers of awareness, the self-recognition is there, self-awareness is there. So one, through this light, okay, so through this light, so you see in a sense, the awareness illuminates all 5 colors. The awareness illuminates all 5 colors through this space, void. And these 5 colors are like a pure energy. They are like a pure dynamic energy. They are pure qualities of expressions, impressions of qualities of our consciousness, our self. So somehow, when there is this sense of awareness, awareness helps to self-realize, self-discover these qualities. And the discovering a quality is one of the most important thing in terms of growth and personal development and ability to shift any kind of deep-rooted personality. The only true way of overcoming these deep, unhealthy, conditional personalities are only when the pure awareness arises, not conceptual mind reflects or analyzes or trying to judge or come to a conclusion or suggestions or manipulations or any kind of conceptual effort does not truly, in the end, does not really help to transcend the personality. The ability to transcend the personality is only the inner light, the inner pure awareness. And inner pure awareness through realization of quality which arises through the inner awareness or inner light. So the quality kind of supports that. For example, when I was talking during earlier in the meditation when we were saying remain silent. Silence is kind of, in a way, is not difficult to remain. You know, anybody in some sense of we can be quiet for a moment. But discovering quality in the silence is much more challenging. So for example, feeling a deep sense of peace in silence. So silence becomes very strong. For example, as I'm speaking, just you can experiment, experience, observe, feel the silence. In this silence, individually you are experiencing, or collectively that we are experiencing, there is a deep sense of peace in there, but you might not be conscious and aware of it until I remind you. Now you are aware of that peace. Now, in a way, you enjoy the silence. Silence is no longer a boring. Silence is no longer a dead. Silence is no longer an absence of noises, but it's a presence of light and peace. Not only is a presence, but it gives you this sense of very engaged and alive and connected. So that is the power of awareness. When you are aware, it shifts and it changes. It's not good enough to have something or be in the right state of... I was just this morning, I was just thinking as I was reflecting, in our life, think about all this beautiful moment of joy. In our life, all these beautiful moment of joys that we felt or we are feeling, only because that very moment you are conscious of something grateful, you are conscious of something meaningful, something valuable. Some recognition has taken place that moment. That recognition what makes you feel joyful, not what you possess, not the circumstances. There are many people in the same circumstances. There are many people maybe possess the same thing what you are happy about, but they're not happy. There are many people in the same kind of situation, same situation, they are not happy, but you are. So what makes you different or special from these other people? In the same situation, same conditions, that you are very happy, very grateful, and they are not. They're suffering, loss, complaining, criticizing. Why? They are not aware, but you are. You recognize something. Unfortunately, there are so many people, their life, they spend miserable way, wasting their life, very miserable way. They have every reason to be grateful, every reason to be thankful, every reason to appreciate, every reason to be joyful, every reason to share, every reason to give. But they're too busy and seeing something it's missing. One thing it's missing. There's nothing is missing. They are missed. They are disconnected. They are missed, so they don't see something is there. And that's the only reason why they are suffering and why you are happy. That is the power of awareness. The other thing I think is very important also, the power of awareness, is that, sometimes there's a lot of misconception when I hear people talk about it, and when the students ask questions, sometimes I hear this very frequently. I hear one voice where the awareness has a very limited definition. Awareness seems like always is a good awareness of something good. Awareness of, as I said, awareness of gift of life. But that's not true. This beautiful candle, somebody gave me a long time ago, and I always thought it was looks a little nice and funny and something, and I've always put it in my shrine. And now I know why I had it for a long time, so it will be very useful tonight here. This beautiful candle when I look around with this candle, what is the beauty is the candle itself is a beautiful. The light itself is a beautiful. This beautiful candle makes me see, and ability to see is a beautiful. Not what. It's not defined by what you see. The ability to see and the power that candle makes something to able to see, an ability to see. It's the beautiful and the power. What I see, maybe it could be a poison. Is poison good? I don't know. Maybe some doctor needs, some doctor who makes the herbs, medicine, they need some poison. Maybe most of the time we don't need. Especially you're trying to keep away from kids so they cannot touch and eat it. But if it's a poison, this light helps you to recognize it is a poison. So it's not the poison, the recognition of poison is valuable, very valuable to be not to be saved and not to die with the poison. So we talk about 5 negative emotions, 5 poisons, like ignorance, anger, jealousy, and pride. In the Dzogchen tradition, it says, "Chun tu tawa kosa, rangsar hlube tap." If you look something as a mistaken or error, that's wrong. Anger, nothing wrong about anger. Nothing wrong about jealousy. Nothing wrong about pride. Nothing wrong about any emotions that is present in you. They are like waiting for you to awaken and to be recognized and to be liberated. They are not there to you to notice and criticize and manipulate and judge and get stuck. They're not there. They're not there for that. They're there to be awakened, to recognize, like this candle. You arrive there, the moment you recognize it's a poison, and that recognition dissolves the poison. The recognition dissolves the poison. So it's important that to realizing poison, it's equally important realizing the medicine. Realizing the medicine, it's equally important realizing the poison. But with this light, helps recognize both. And that recognition, it's a power to be saved and to be healed. So just for a moment, I want everybody to, just bring your attention inward. Observe silence around within you. Feel this silence. And feel that we are all, this moment, connected through the awareness of silence worldwide. We have here participating over 360 Cyber Sangha members participating. We are all connected through the awareness of silence. And acknowledge the beauty of this awareness. Pay homage to the awareness of this silence. Bow down. Pay homage to this awareness of silence. In Tibetan, we say, "Je me yishe, je tu mepi yishe." As you remain silent, you hear more, you feel more, you see more. And be aware, whatever is happening this moment in you, you are very relaxed, feeling peaceful, connected, or you are feeling totally lost, hurt, angry. Simply allow and just simply be aware, particularly the pain. Be aware of your pain, no matter what kind it is, no matter how old it is, how new it is, no matter who produced it, what caused it. Simply just what you're experiencing as a raw pain, just be fully aware of that. Like, I'm bringing this light right near to the object. Like, if I have a wound in my hand, I'm bringing my light close to this wound. This light is like representing my spaciousness, my open toward my pain. It's called spacious. being aware of it is called luminous, and this light has a warmth, even a heat. So spacious, luminous, warm, hug. Many of you know this concept when I use sometimes spacious, luminous, warm, hug. Three qualities: openness, awareness, and the warmth of awareness toward my pain. Also feel this a collective sense of that we are all open, we are all connected, and there is a warmth in this connection, and that warmth is presence in you this moment. So you're bringing, each one of you bringing this quality of warmth of all these like 360 people together. You feel that warmth. We are connected. And bring that warmth, presence of warmth toward your wound, toward your pain. You don't try to judge, criticize, manipulate. You allow to witness the power of awareness, the power of awareness of this silence. The power of awareness is such, when you are aware of your pain, it heals the pain. Pain decreases, diminishes, clears. I repeat this again. When you bring the awareness in front of pain, it liberates, heals the pain. That is the power of awareness. But if you're feeling a joy, and you are bringing your awareness to the joy, you're witnessing, you're aware of your a spontaneous arising joy, and you are not want more, you're not trying to control it, you're not trying to keep it for yourself only. You're simply experiencing in that unconditional space, that warmth, that joy, this moment. And the power of awareness increases. Unlike it decreases the pain, but it increases, develops, expands, outreaches, limitless. That is the power of awareness, the power of light. So I want all of you this moment, bring the attention inward to this, whatever the experience is happening in you, either it's a pain or pleasure. It does not matter what it is. What matters is, are you aware? I mean, if the awareness is there, it knows what to do. You don't have to know what to do. You don't try to change what awareness will do. The ultimate inner intelligence, there in that awareness. We learn to trust our inner intelligence. We need to spend a little moment in that inner intelligence, presence of inner intelligence. We spend thousands of hours with confused, lost, painful, conceptual ignorance conversations. But a moment, a presence in that awareness of silence, and allow it to guide you. Just few more minutes, rest in that meditation. And those you are new or first time or don't understand much, don't try to understand much. There is more you will discover by being than disconnecting from that being and searching to be. You will not find. It's rather more important to feel that you are supported by the Cyber Sangha. You might be sitting somewhere in a big city all by yourself and feeling sense of isolation and loneliness. And at this moment, with the help of technology, you're not alone. You're listening to me. You're feeling our rest of the Cyber Sangha, and we are all sending our support to each other, our prayers to each other. I'm sending my prayer support to you, and I am open to receive your prayers and support. We are connected, and awareness of this connection is the only thing what matters at this moment. Okay, you can open your eye. If you are closing your eye, you can open your eye. So just a few more, a little bit more. There are some, traditionally, like in the Dzogchen teaching, there are some examples are given, like a crystal bowl, for example, which transparency of this awareness. It's like a crystal bowl is like a transparency of the awareness. Like the butter lamp or the candle, it's like a self-awareness, so that it's not only it makes you see what outside, but it also helps you see itself. So in most cases, in our good example of awareness is like it's not about trying to figure out somebody, but to know oneself. You see, many times in our life, everybody is trying to figure out somebody. I don't know, and maybe in a relationship, and maybe you have been trying to figure out your husband or your wife or your partner or something like that. Or you're trying to figure out your brother or sister. No, There's nothing to figure out, If you haven't figured out yet, then there is probably nothing to figure out. The most important thing to figure out is yourself. If you know yourself, you know everybody. If you have figured out yourself, you have figured out others. If you can be, you will allow others to be. So it's about this self-awareness. And the example, I think that's enough. So there are many examples about the self-awareness, but I think that's enough. So when I talk about many of you also know this example is not the first time I'm giving here. I often give this spacious, luminous, warm hug. When we say spacious, luminous, warm hug, warm is it's like a quality that arises directly from the awareness. So the warmth is directly connected to luminosity or luminous. And luminosity is connected more with the space. Remember, luminosity is more connected to the space. So if there is a space and the light, you see more. So this space, what produces ability to see the light more. So, so then another thing is, I think maybe like some kind of possibility of errors or something like that. Sometimes people, I think I've mentioned that already before, it's always is a question about recognizing something good. No, you don't have to always recognize something good. If there is a pain, if there is a confusion, if there is a conflict, you have to recognize that also. For some cases, for some people, it's more important to recognize their pain than their joy, because the awareness is the only one which can illuminate and clear the pain. So if awareness is not there, it will stay there for a long time. So I think it's important that that a role of awareness is to be aware of anything. Recently, a student of mine asked a question about saying, okay, I am aware of my pain body, I am aware of pain speech, I am aware of the situation, and I'm aware of my, the word that I wanted to express, but I'm able to control, not to express it, not to hurt somebody or not to create more confusion. So that's my problem, she said. Yeah, in a way, she said then she is, how you say, not able to overcome the feeling of like anger or disappointment or whatever, but able to control the pain speech or pain actions. And so that's my problem. So in a way you can look at it as a problem, but I think it's important to look at that as also a success, because there are so many people, those who are in that circumstances, they are not aware that they are in that circumstances. When they are frustrated, they are not aware that they are frustrated by the circumstances. When they are feeling angry, they are not aware that they are feeling angry. Therefore, they react from that anger, say horrible things, do horrible things, and they're not even aware of those actions. They just said horrible things, or they just did something horrible thing to hurt somebody. But at least you cannot completely get rid of the feeling, but your awareness is there. Constantly you are aware, you're aware, you're aware, and you're aware. This is beautiful. This is not a problem at all. Celebrate. Be happy. What you have achieved, what you have gained, what is there. And that experiences of joy appreciation of practice will help more to overcome the pain of mind than criticizing that you are not able to get rid of the pain of the mind. So that also has something to do with awareness. So that is what power of awareness is called. So the level of power of awareness is, I think, it's incredible. The awareness, intelligence of awareness is incredible. There's so much in it. And the most important thing about awareness is the connection. And I think sometime in our life, we lack connection. Maybe we have a wonderful Sangha, a wonderful teacher, community, family, husband, wife, children, but we don't have enough connection to them. If there is no connection between people, between families, between children and parents, between couples, between teacher and students, if there is no connection, then what is the purpose of pretending to have certain kind of relationship? It's not always, relationships are not always about somebody is always a giver and somebody is always a receiver. It's nothing like that. Relationships are more about a connection, and connection through which giver, no matter who, you don't know who will be the giver, no matter you don't know who will be the receiver, but the connection will always, that like inner intelligence, a collective intelligence will show and guide moment to moment. The connections are very important. I think sometimes we get too lost into too little things of worrying about something. Like children, for example. It's precious. They grow up very fast. They leave home. So every moment that you have, it's important to give that. In relationship also the same way, that every moment you have is to give that, to that connection. So in some sense, when I think about connection, the simple word of awareness is, I think, also somehow deeply connected with this idea of connection. And connection is, I think, it's really, really some sense of important word. And we know that in the internet, connectivity. I'm able to transmit today's talk, because there's a connection to the internet is there. And I'm able to transmit this talk tonight because the connection is strong enough there. The same way, that every relationship, do you have the connection? Are you lost in some stories? Do you have enough strong connection that no story will affect you? That is a very good question to each one of us ask oneself. Okay, so I think I am going to close this evening's talk. And so how was the meditation? And one very important announcement. Meanwhile, I hear some feedbacks from all of you. I wanted to make one very important announcement. So meanwhile, I'm reading some of your feedbacks. Thank you, Balbina, always being there. Lourdes. Thank you, Mariella, for hosting this. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And so tonight, before I close, I wanted to make an announcement. Today, I think our president of Rinpoche Institute, Rob, announced a survey and on Rinpoche International page book and also on my Facebook page. And this survey is, we have been really like trying to find different ways to help the Cyber Sangha, regardless of your faith, your different sanghas or different groups. It doesn't matter. We just wanted to be helpful to bring these ancient wisdom traditions everywhere. Wherever it's possible, whichever form in which people can understand. We are very committed to helping and service. And this 2018, we really wanted to trying to bring more on internet and online and so on. So this survey that we have put it out, I think it's a 12 languages survey in 12 languages that we have put it out there on my Facebook page and Rinpoche page. I think please look at them closely, and your feedback is absolutely beneficial. You might think, okay, it's just the one me, what will that make differences? No, each one of you will make differences. If you are participating tonight and like maybe there's some things that you have in mind that I should do differently, teach something different or different, I don't know, whatever ways I can do better, whatever ways organizationally we can do better, however we can support you, we need your feedback. So this survey, I think I would encourage everybody, please look at and give us your feedback. And I think this survey is maybe also, I see in a different 12 languages already is there. So I hope that you will help us with that. And thank you very much. And so I will see you next week. I think we have already announced that Thursday, same time. And look forward to see you all. Thank you. Much love. Many blessings.